am starting to regret my vote for Trump.
I know. You guys, I know. I can overlook, and I'm okay with the blatant racism and the crass sexism and the deranged narcissism and pandering to Nazis and supporting pedophiles and proudly bragging about being a sexual predator and openly cheating your employees and mocking the disabled and praising murderous dictators and the constant pathological lying, the petty vindictive cruelty, the staggering ineptitude, the unapologetic corruption, the nepotism, the mob ties, encouraging violence against those that question your authority, the theft of our tax dollars to pay off your mountain of debt and or go golfing. Did I mention the relentless lying? You're a liar. Being a white nationalist, demonizing immigrants, the obvious disregard of the Bill of Rights, lying about whether Russia had hacked our election when you knew all along it had, then lying about it, the collusion with our sworn enemy and the sworn enemy of democracy, your dereliction of duty.
Hello, everybody. Another day that the Lord has made, boy. Blessings for everybody. You see that intro? Before I get into my ranting and raving, let me show you what I'm working with. I've been doing the Chinese food for a couple of days now. My body and my bowels needed a break. I went homemade traditional, boy. I got my ham. I got homemade macaroni and cheese, and it's cheesy, y'all. It's pretty. Look at that. I got sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts. Eat your heart out, Pash. My cousin Passion hate Brussels sprouts. They were just raised on greens and broccoli and stuff like that. My mother raised us on all of them, except for okra. I cannot stand okra. Drinking water. Okay. Let's say our grace. Jump right into it. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this food we're about to receive. May it nourish our bodies and strengthen our minds. In your name we both pray. Amen. I got my number one here. Hey, DJ's at work. Running a little late today, so I'm almost trying to pick DJ up. This episode / show is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer.
As a Christian pastor, I want to speak to my Christian siblings who are considering voting for Donald Trump. You can be a Christian and support Donald Trump, but you cannot claim to support Donald Trump because of your Christian faith. Donald Trump's policies, his behavior, his character is fundamentally opposed to everything that Jesus preached and embodied. Jesus preached that all should be one, but Donald Trump sows division and hatred. Jesus came to tear down the walls that divide us, but Donald Trump says build a wall and pits us against one another. Jesus came to set the prisoner free, but Donald Trump wants to make prisoners out of peaceful protesters demanding justice. If you're a Christian and you're supporting Donald Trump, let's not pretend you're doing it because of your faithful values. You're doing it because you want to protect your own privilege and your power, and there's nothing more unchristian than that.
I just have a simple question. For everybody who voted for Trump, how do you feel?
41 reasons not to vote for Trump, day 39. In 2016, he mocked a disabled reporter. This guy. Naturally, he denied it.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
I know some of you cockroaches are going to come out of the woodwork and you're going to try to defend him on this. But the fact that we even have to have a debate about what his intentions were when he was mocking that reporter, that's just another reason why I won't vote for that fucker. And I guess all you Trump supporters are okay with schoolyard bullies. Is that what you teach your kids? To bully other kids? One time I was in school and someone was bullying me in gym class. Guess what? He ended up with a black eye and a bloody nose. Just like you little bullies that are going to get on my page and you're going to try to bully me. But just like when I was in school, I don't run from bullies. Are you kidding? I'm not afraid of you fuckers. Bring it on. If you haven't figured out that I'm not afraid of you, I keep trolling you and you keep falling for it.
Now he's in there. He ain't never felt no power like that. He thought he felt power with his little printed show and all that. That's why a lot of people voted for him, because of his show.
Why did you vote for Donald Trump then?
For his celebrity, 100%.
It was the brand?
It was.
The image?
Absolutely. Successful, funny. Like, he was funny. I loved his show, The Celebrity Apprentice. Never missed it.
Was there a moment when you decided, I cannot support him anymore?
It was almost instantly.
It's not.
He thought he was going to get in there and be a fair, fun, laughing, jokingly white president. He got in there and flipped the whole script on y'all. A lot of y'all said y'all felt duped.
I feel like I've been duped.
He don't want to leave. Y'all gonna need police to get him out that White House.
Whether he will agree to a peaceful transfer of power or an attempt to oust him from office.
Then they say, we want to know if you will agree with a friendly transfer of power. For 4 years, they've been trying to get us out of office.
It's time to go, Trump, baby. It's time to go.
4 years they've been trying to get us out.
Goodbye, Felicia.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
See, it's fall time now. This is fall. These are the meals you eat for the fall. Food for the soul. You know what I'm saying? There is a set of sisters from, I believe it's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They both voted for Trump.
Joan Smeltzer and Julie Brady are registered Democrats, and both voted for Trump in 2016.
And she's asked her when did, she regret voting for Trump.
I got it wrong, and it hurts my heart. I mean, it truly hurts my heart because the things that I saw I didn't take seriously enough.
Throughout the campaign, he was making sexist, misogynistic remarks. And then there was the Access Hollywood tape. How did you guys process and digest that, being out there and voting for him?
It was not easy. I look at myself and I think, how could I do that?
I feel like I did a disservice to women by voting for this guy.
Was there a moment in the last 4 years when you said, I can't do this again?
The COVID pandemic, the way he handled it, that was the absolute last straw for me. He didn't create the virus, but he kind of left us all in the dark guessing what was going on, and that wasn't fair to us.
All the women that they interviewed in Pittsburgh said pretty much the same thing.
Today about your vote for him.
I'm probably a good example of someone who's gone through a lot of change in 4 years.
Holly Geithner, a registered Republican, is a working parent of 2 kids living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She voted for Donald Trump in 2016, and she wasn't alone. 50% of white women in Pennsylvania did the same, according to exit polls. What do you feel today about your vote 4 years ago?
I can tell you how I felt 4 years ago. Shame.
Do you regret your vote?
Where we are today, yes, I do. I don't think this is the great again that everyone thought it was going to be.
So Holly is voting for Joe Biden.
They regretted it almost immediately.
Women we spoke to, the coronavirus, the president's handling of the pandemic, and the racial unrest following the police killing of George Floyd were the overwhelming driving issues.
George Floyd's killing was a pivotal moment for me. And when I read that he was begging for his mom, as a mother myself, it just brought me into my knees. And to see what's happened since, I feel like he's added fuel to flames of hatred. And that really bothers me.
No justice! No peace! Nin Bell, who registered as a Republican in 2016 just to vote for Trump in the primaries, now protests weekly in her town just outside Philadelphia. Often met by groups she used to consider herself a part of. Trump supporters setting up counter demonstrations.
But I think Trump kind of thrives on that division. I see it in my own town. Integrity That's what we're lacking.
And accountability.
Yeah.
Being the mom of a 9-year-old, that's one thing that I push with my son all the time is, you know, you made a bad decision. It's your fault. You learn from it. You move on. We have a president who nothing that happens is ever his fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
Well, there are consequences.
There are consequences. He's about to find them out.
My thing was, I ain't never had no president in my life tweet as much as he do. Whine as much as he do. Them little hands. This is good. Everything's so good. Mikey, what you think? This is good. There's this retired, I believe it's Air Force officer, General Chuck Boyd.
4-star general, longtime Republican, now saying he's endorsing former Vice President Joe Biden. And he's out front now, retired Air Force General Chuck Boyd, 4-star general who spent nearly 7 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam.
He's been a lifetime long Republican. He said things gotta change.
Well, you, I know, have been a longtime Republican, and you have been silent on politics. You've said you fervently believe that even retired military officers should not get involved in presidential politics. But now you feel that you must speak out. Why now?
Well, I think we've reached a crisis that I had not anticipated before. And so my restraint had to put it aside. I had to get involved. I had to get in combat. I had to go to the sound of the guns. And so here I am.
So, you know, what is it that made you feel, you know, that you wanted to do this now and you needed to do it before the election? You know, I guess, non-eloquent way of putting it, what was the straw that broke the camel's back for you?
I think the straw, I've been watching this president, of course, for a long time and his egregious activities, but when he began his campaign to cause the American people to doubt the honesty of their election, when he started telling the American people that it was a rigged election, it was fraudulent, it was particularly the mail-in ballots. I saw that as an attack on the very foundation of our democracy, any democracy.
That's true.
When people can no longer believe in the mechanism by which they choose their leaders, they can have no confidence in any other aspect of their democracy, it seems to me. So that was the tipping point.
He said, what Popeye used to say, I had all I can stands, and I can't stands no more. He was 7 year POW, prisoner of war. You know Donald Trump was talking about them, Donald Trump was talking about the POWs. He gonna say, why are y'all calling them heroes? They were caught.
You know, like Senator John McCain, you were a POW in Vietnam for 7 years. And obviously, you know, we all remember the words the president used to describe John McCain during the 2016 election. Let me just play them again for you, sir.
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured.
Damn. He said, I want to say someone's a hero that wasn't caught. Now, this is the same man that they call the draft dodger. He do everything he can not to go join the military. He got his damn nerves. Them men fought for our country. Got captured for our country. My father's military. My stepfather's military. I have a military family. You watch your mouth. You watch your raggedy, draft dodging ass mouth. Woo, y'all see that? Look at that. And they keep asking him, when you lose, I mean, when the election is over, if you do lose, will you do a friendly transfer of power? Hell no, he gonna go out there kicking and screaming like a kid.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Police are gonna be chasing him to get him to relinquish power. He gonna look like his daughter did. You know his daughter do parkour. Damn. You see that? They have to in shape. I don't know how she stayed still long enough to get pregnant to have no kids. You see that? I'm just ready for November 3rd. So I want my vote to count. But I'm voting before that, but there's already been 9 million people done voted. Trump trying to say that it's rigged. If he loses, it's rigged.
Tweeted 2 stories about mail-in voting with baseless comments saying that the election is rigged. It's comment.
He already like 20 points behind in Pennsylvania. 20 points. That's a lot. Even with Joe Biden being allegedly sick with aneurysms. And I won't believe it until he say it himself. Or a known doctor stand up. Dr. Fauci or somebody with some credential. But anyway. I love Brussels sprouts. And of course collard greens. Oh, tournament mustard greens. Oh. Be cute. Splice some kale in there. So many people have come out. They normally don't even talk about politics. They're ready to get Trump the hell out of there.
You don't need me to tell you things are a mess. Donald Trump is destroying our country and everything we care about. We need leaders who will solve problems like climate change and COVID, not deny them. Leaders who will fight against systemic racism and inequality. And that starts by voting for someone who understands how much is at stake. Someone who's building a team that shares our values. It starts with voting against Donald Trump and for Joe Biden. Silence is not an option, and we cannot sit this one out. We all have to vote like our lives and the world depend on it because they do. The only way to be certain of the future is to make it ourselves.
That's right.
Please register. Please vote.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Of course, Barack and Michelle Obama. Now, they talk about politics, but you know what I'm saying. General Colin Powell. That made me sit down. I feel like Donald Trump's right on that. But I'm going to reverse it. If Donald Trump win, it was rigged. He already cheated when the Russians hacked into the voting, tampered with the voting in 2016. We ain't going to have no deja vu or no bull this time. The American public won't have it. And then that Nancy Pelosi. She wants to be president. She talking about if the election is contested, she needs to be the president. You done made that up. Y'all better not put the predator in charge of the United States. You do your shape-shifting, body-changing self. You do that behind locked doors. I ain't got nothing to say. But I got everything to say. I am an American citizen. And I know in my heart of hearts that Donald Trump has nothing but malice and intent for the United States.
He called all people who serve under him with contempt, with disdain.
He wants us all concocted with Russia in some shape, form, or fashion. Because he got ties over there. He's a known racist family, line of racists. Father Joe Trump was arrested in 1921 in a Ku Klux Klan rally in New York. Wake up, America. I ain't gonna be here forever to pull your coattail, whisper in your ear. I'm sure y'all see it by now. I'm rushing like a mug. Try to hurry up. It's almost time to pick DJ up from work. This is so good. If you like what you see here, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys soon.